Hello there. Welcome to Living Excellence Today's another episode. And I am Dr. Gurpreet Kaur. So here, this episode, I am trying something new because this is only an audio episode because I am seriously considering to go into podcasting or to have my own podcast. So this is, I think, a great segue for me to just test my skills and what I want to do. I've tried just blogging, and as you have seen me on video recently, and now I am just testing this out for my future podcast venture. So thank you for giving me feedback. I would love to have your feedback. What do you feel about this method of my message coming to you? All right. Now, going back to the episode. In my initial paperwork for counseling and coaching new clients, almost about 80% of the people list the following as one of their goals. I just want to be happy. I then help them define happiness, break it down, what it looks like for them, what it feels like for them, because it is very subjective and different for every person. In this episode, you will learn how to define your own happiness so you can work towards achieving it. Let's dive into it, shall we? All right. Okay, happiness. What is happiness and how to go about being happy? Like really. Let's look at some stats. I love studies and research. According to Gallup poll in 2019, 1 in 7 people reported not too happy, quote unquote. Why do you think that would be? 1 out of 7 people reported not being happy or not too happy is the quote. In another study, one of the World Happiness Reports, there have been 7 so far of these reports. A paradox was noted in the US that showed that at any particular time, richer individuals are happier than poor ones. Given, right? We know that. But over time, the society did not become happier as it became richer. That's not what you expected, right? Something to think about. The report also shared 4 main reasons why we are not happy as a society here in the US. Number 1, we compare ourselves with others. We are happier when the other person has less than us. But when we both have equally, we are back to our misery. Totally makes sense, right? The second reason the report mentions is that the gains have not been equally shared, and that's why we are not happier as a society, which I can agree to. And the third reason they mentioned is that the lists, the factors like insecurity, loss of social trust, and a declining confidence in government, which I also agree with, can impact people's mindset over time. And that becomes the reason people are not happy. That also makes sense. And fourth reason the report mentioned is being adaptation or adapting to our environment. Meaning we get happy when we first get jump in our salary or income. But as soon as we settle into a new lifestyle, new miseries that come with higher income show up. I don't know about you, but that totally makes sense for me. So the report also mentioned that the increased use of advertising is creating more thirst for more wants and longings. That also becomes the reason why we are still unhappy as we become richer as a society. So does money or more money really make you happier or happy? At least doesn't seem like it from these findings, right? Money makes you happy, I feel, is a myth. Now, I'm not saying that from what I have shared from this report, that World Happiness Report, but also from personal and mainly from professional experience. Here are my stats. More than 70% of my clients don't seek my services, that being coaching and counseling, that they don't have enough money. They don't seek counseling or coaching because they don't have enough money. As I shared earlier, almost 80% of my clients list, quote, being happy or be happy, unquote, as one of their main goals for the services. So there are many definitions of what happiness means, varying from different cultures, religions, countries, regions, etc. Bottom line, happiness is a subjective realization. Now, one doesn't need a degree in philosophy to know and define what happiness is for them or what it means for them, right? But what we do know about happiness from research, that happiness consists of positive emotions like joy, contentment, compassion, and gratitude. The research also supports without a doubt that health and happiness are correlated. The happier the person, the healthier the person. Therefore, being happy is imperative to your overall health. Let me say that again. It might be hard for us to define what happiness is for each of us, but being happy is very imperative to your overall health. And yes, that means physical and emotional. It's not just for emotional health that you need to be happy. But how to tell if you are happy? I'm glad you asked. Okay, here are some of the things you would look for in your daily routine or life that would indicate your happiness level. You are grateful. You smile and laugh with others. You can practice patience. You can take care of yourself with proper nutrition and movement. You have healthy relationships in your life. You are open to learning new things and are open-minded. You enjoy your work and family. You are able to cope with stress and negative emotions. Now, happiness does not mean you don't experience negative emotions like anger, frustration, or agitation. However, being happy is in general allows you to bounce back from these emotions quickly to your happy baseline. You do not hold grudges or play victim in your life. So which one did you not meet? Any area that you can improve on? There you have it. Some stick to measure your happiness too. The question is, are you happy? Can you define that for yourself? Your answer to this question, answered honestly, granted, will help you get to your next level of happiness and wherever you're headed with that. So, what are some of the areas of your life in which you can improve in to be happier? Now, you might have answered, no, I am not too happy. Like 1 in 7 other people report, right? And you might ask, okay, Gurpreet, what can I do to be happier? And I am glad you're asking that to yourself and me. Let's look at it. I'm sure you have heard that happiness is an internal job, or that happiness is the way, not a destination. So we know that it is an internal job, but how to go about it is the real question. The fact that things and circumstances or situations never change. I am sure you have heard me say this before. Only you can change. Change happens within you, not in circumstances, not in situations, not in other people. Wherever and however and whatever you are in your life today. That might be sad, happy, angry, depressed, broke, anything else that is because you are choosing to be that way. I know. It is very hard to hear that when you already are very sensitive and taking things a bit personal already, right? Give me a chance to explain that further. We are building a mindset here. I do hear that often, that being happy is not a choice, but I argue that you have a choice. You might not feel prepared to make that choice right now, but you do have a choice. You are choosing to look at life this way, whatever that way is. If you keep on waiting for other people, circumstances, or situations to change, you will be unhappy forever, my friend. Sooner or later, you will have to come to the terms that you will have to start working on yourself. You will have to start changing within yourself. And by this change, I mean you will have to change your narrative. The story you're telling yourself and the perspective that you have been using to see the world. The lens you use to look at the things or look at the world has to be adjusted. And that adjustment comes from within you. If you are unhappy about your body, for example, it's you who is unhappy. You're just displacing that unhappiness on your body. And you can displace that to your spouse, to your dog, to your work, to your boss, to your neighbor, wherever you can displace it. Usually you will find someone who is weaker than you to displace that with. Your body will not make you happy even when it will be in the best shape of your life. You become happy first, then the body follows. Then you fall in love with your body because you internally are happy. If you are unhappy about your current relationship with your partner or spouse, you have to become happy yourself first before you can be happy in that relationship. Don't wait for your relationship to change to be happy. Don't wait for your spouse or your partner to change. It's you who has to change and be happy before you are happy in your relationship. I hope that makes sense. I know it was a mouthful. You don't have to wait for the negative circumstances and situations or other people to be out of your life so you can be happy. You can do that today, right now. One thing I have noticed, and the research supports, that raising your awareness helps you raise your happiness level. The idea behind this is that when we are conscious of the things that make us happy, we are more likely to choose those things to do or have. So we are happier. The first thing I do when I start to work with my clients in their goals, however they define their goals, is to help them define their version of happiness. I have created a worksheet specifically to go with this episode so you can take action today. The worksheet will help you define what happiness means for you so you can start actively work towards it. I'll let you know where to find that, or email me at livingexcellencetoday@gmail.com so I can put you in touch with that worksheet if you want it. I can put you on my newsletter. Usually these worksheets I only share to my subscribers. I put out all this free content to help you get forward and work on these things. But the worksheets they're all free, but you just have to get on my email list to get them. Okay. Let's do a small brainstorming session right now. I will get you started right here, but the worksheet will take you deeper in defining your happiness so you can work towards what it is, whatever you're trying to be and you think is going to make you happy. Let's do it. Get your pen and paper ready. Get back to me if you are multitasking. The question you want to start with is that what will you need to have, do, or be to be happier in life? Again, what will you need to have, do, or be to be happier in life? Be very specific and detailed about it. Take your time, pause this if you need to, write it down, journal about it. When you're ready, move on to the next question. How would you measure your happiness at the next level? Don't just say more money, because we know research doesn't support that, right? Instead, look for the things that make you happy now, and then identify more of such things. If you say more money, really go within and be in touch with your emotions to see if that expensive purse or piece of jewelry or garment made you happy in the past. If you said yes, go even further to ask, was that really the outfit or jewelry or purse that made you happy? Perhaps it was how it made you feel when you wore it. Maybe you felt more confident that made you happy, not the purse or the jewelry. Then you're looking for some confidence, not more expensive purse necessarily. If you went on a luxury vacation, was it the luxury that made you happy, or the comfort of it, or the people you were with that made you happy, or the serenity and the beauty of the place you visited that made you happy, or the things that you did that made you happy? Try to define the emotions and feelings, because happiness is an emotion, and emotions don't need money. What I am really trying to help you identify here is that you can be happy right here, right now, in this moment. It doesn't take much. Happiness is a state of mind you practice to be in, just like practicing coping with your anger, frustration, or agitation. You choose to focus on the things that make you happy. That's really what I mean by happiness can be a choice, and it is a choice. Because I've been there and done that. I've been a victim. I've blamed myself and my circumstances. Why couldn't I be happy? Why I was sad all the time? Why I was depressed? Why I had been taking all these medications that even made me feel more depressed, and I failed my class. I've done that. But ultimately, I needed to just take that step to take things or matters in my own hands. So you are very deliberate about it when you want what your happiness is and what do you want to be happy about. Got it? Okay. Hope this is helpful for you to get started on defining your happiness so you can go a notch above from where you are currently. Because truly, sky is the limit. You don't have to settle down where you are. You can be happier than where you are now. You just have to define it. Self-actualization is a thing, and you can attain it. You don't have to be the slave to your emotions. You can learn to go beyond them. You can learn to control them, manage them, instead of them managing you. And that's really my hope for you all. That you're able to just go beyond these emotional waves and find that peace and stillness within you. Go check out the worksheet so you can go even deeper into defining how to be happy. It will give you a clear direction on how to live daily so you can be happier. Again, email me at livingexcellencetoday@gmail.com if you want to be on the list and get this worksheet. Bye for now. Take care.